Dinosaurs and man, two species separated by 65 million years of evolution, have just been suddenly thrown back into the mix together. How can we possibly have the slightest idea of what to expect?
So here is the Alan Grant figure with Gallimimus and baby Velociraptor. And the figure looks pretty good. The only thing that is missing is just the JP tag, and the color of the pants is not green in the Kenner figure. It was like sort of like gray or lighter gray brown. I don't know. But I don't have the figure now, so instead I'm just gonna show you the image, which they both look alike. The only difference is that, you know, he doesn't have like this zipper thing on his shirt. What other stuff did he had? He also had like a radio, I believe. Yeah, this one does have a radio. I think the Kenner one does have a radio. I'm just assuming that mine still has a radio. Articulation, same as always. As I mentioned with Malcolm, I'm not gonna bother doing it, so I'm just gonna leave him like that. But before we get on to the dinosaurs, let's go with his gear. Like, Jesus Christ, Grant is packed. He's got like this Taser launcher, I think that's what it is. You push it back and forward, and then I'm just like, when I got this, I'm just like, what the hell is it? Is it a bazooka? Does it fire? But no, it's just like, you push this and push back and forward. I'm just like, okay, it's a thing that you push, and that's it. I thought this opened, but hey, it's got like this holding thingy, and I'm just here thinking, how is he gonna fire? Does it like automatically fire when he's in range? I don't know. Next one is the harpoon gun. Looks pretty cool, and again, massive. Like, this is some Gears of War level type of thing that Dr. Grant needs to get. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I love the design. It looks like a crossbow, and if you press this little button here, fires. And it also, I'm actually kind of glad that they didn't bother doing the whole wrapping thing on, because it's going to be challenging, because the capture gear from Harpoon Harrison, no. Actually, I think the Eddie Carr has this thing, except, you know, his was kind of like, you know, launches a little further. I'm gonna, actually, you know what? I'm just going to do a comparison between this gun. I'll be right back. So here's the comparison between a Kenner harpoon gun versus the Mattel harpoon gun, or crossbow, I believe. They both have the same feature. It's just that this one has a much larger, much longer rope. Then this one has like a shorter rope. I mean, let's look. This one fires only like a little bit short amount of range. Look, I'm not an expert of guns, but this one fires longer. Like if you press this button, I always do this like this. Like, if you press this button, it literally goes flying. So I think it knocked out one of my Kenner figures. I think it's probably the Congo figure that I just recently got. It's still there. It's still there. There you go. It's still there. But bottom line, I think they both stand out okay. The only difference is that the rope is a little longer, and one is shorter and the other is long. So yeah, I think, you know what, you can just pick. Which one do you prefer the most? The Mattel crossbow gun, or just the Kenner rope? Actually, no, I don't know what the hell this thing is called. Is it like a grappling gun back then? I don't know. I'm just going to call it like a grappling cannon. So yeah, which one do you prefer? This version or that version? He also comes with binoculars, as I mentioned before with Malcolm, which that's something that Malcolm should have in his box set. But hey, Grant has it, puts it right on. I don't know how. Okay, look, this is my issue. Why would they give Grant binoculars? Where it's really tricky to put it back in. I mean, it isn't, because all you got to do is just like slide him in there, and that's it. But it looks, I think putting on the hat, I think the binoculars should have been with Malcolm's set. But maybe one day, as I mentioned before in my previous video, if they did a re-release of this set with a different uniform, like the Series 2 Jurassic Park from '94, then yes, they could feature the binoculars with that. But yeah, he also comes with a binocular. He also comes with a body armor. I'm like, man, this is some militarized stuff that Grant is giving to him. It's easy to put. Like, all you just gotta do is just, let me see if I can try putting it on. It's really kind of awesome that Grant has, like, body armor. All you gotta do is just put him on like this, and then that's it. Like, you just put it like that, and that's it. Look, it's really easy to put him on the suit, and he looks kind of like I mentioned, he looked like he's ready for Gears of War game. But yeah, that's pretty much. Actually, I actually kind of liked him better in this, so I'm just gonna leave him on because he looks pretty cool. Last but not least, the dinosaurs. Let's start with the baby Raptor. This one is actually kind of cool. I love the color of the green and the grayish color on, the yellow eyes. The only thing that I was a little bit disappointed is that they didn't bother painting the claws and the toes. But hey, this is what we got. This is what we get, as I mentioned before. It also served as the inspiration of the Kenner figure of the Velociraptor. I don't have it, but maybe one day some of you, whoever had this, will do a comparison between the two. And we're going to go with the Gallimimus. And man, what did I tell you? This thing looks amazing. And I love the color design of the Gallimimus. Except for the fact that it has, like, black eyeballs. You know, I get it. Unlike the other Gallimimus that I had, where you have a button that jerks around its head a lot, this one you can just move around 360, up and down. You can spread the arms open. You can move the legs back and forward. As usual, it gets pretty cool articulation. Tail, not always. As I mentioned before with the Dilophosaur, it only has like this ridiculous, posable tail. It's got this JP DNA tag. Like I mentioned, I'm not going to bother, but hey, you don't know where it is. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I love this Gallimimus color scheme. Is actually paying tributes to the Kenner figure. Or actually, no, the Kenner toy of the Gallimimus, which I'm just gonna show it to you right here. And I think they sort of are now starting to take inspirations from the Kenner toy, which I actually appreciated. So last but not least is the capture gear that comes with the Gallimimus. I mean, and his capture gear is kind of pretty simple. All you just gotta do is put some cuffs on, put the muzzle on, and then you gotta put them on the chains, those shackles on his feet, which, by the way, they're soft material, and I'm actually kind of glad they went with that idea, because if they went with hard plastic, it could ruin the figure, as I mentioned. But yeah, it comes with that, and I actually loved it. It looks pretty cool. Now he's in capture gear, and that's pretty much the results of its capture gear. I mean, if it has like the action feature, it would try to break out. But all it does in this with the capture gear, I think it looks pretty cool. I mean, you can even, like I said, I love that Mattel has finally put some capture gears that are made of rubber. Others are like hard plastic, which could damage the color of the head. Like I mentioned, like this is why I don't always keep them on. I always leave them out. I just leave them separate. And one more thing. I also forgot to mention that on the Malcolm review, it also comes with the shackles for the Dilophosaur, which I forgot to mention it on the channel, but now I'm mentioning it here. It's a separate bonus. But yeah, other than that, it looks pretty cool. The set of Dr. Grant looks pretty good, as well as the Malcolms. So I'm giving a rating out of this figure, a 3 out of 5. It's good. Had some small downsides, as always, as you already know, the binoculars, which should have been Malcolms. But hey, they did what they did, and I actually liked it. As a matter of fact, instead of a 3 out of 5, I'm going to give it like a 3.2 out of 5 for a good figure. Not smaller downsides, but pretty good. I'm actually surprised how Grant's like fully body armor. Like he's got like the body armor, binoculars, the taser, and the grappling gun. I'm just like, man, this guy's ready to kick some ass, capturing some dinosaurs. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the end of the video. If you enjoy, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to leave on the notification if you're going to see more of Mattel figures in my next review. Well, that's it for today, and I'll see you guys later.